This video is going to be about absolute value inequalities. And we're going to start by reviewing what we talked about with absolute value equations, which is that if we have an absolute value of x is some distance away from a central location. So in this case, the central location is 1. Remember, the distance is a subtraction rule, so it looks like -1, but it's going to be the positive value. So we're going to start here at 1. That's our starting place. And we're 2 steps away from 1. X is either up here at +3 or down here at -1, excuse me. Another way that we can think about that is we can think about we have the value x minus 1. The value x minus 1 is equal to a positive, the distance sort of 2 up, right? Or x minus 1 is equal to the distance 2 down, so it's -2. And then we can solve both of those equations. So x is equal to 3, or adding 1, x is equal to -1, which again, we showed on the number line by starting at our center 1, 2 up is 3, 2 down is -1. So the distance 2 away from 1 on the number line is 3 or -1. If we take a look at some inequalities, we're going to have the same sort of idea here. So we're going to have the same central or starting point. Here we're talking about the absolute value of x plus 1. So remember, we have to think about that in terms of a subtraction problem. So it must be x minus -1 to turn that into the plus. So our central location or starting point here is going to be at -1. And then we're talking about all of the things that are more than, right, greater than 5 units away. So if I think about 5 units away from -1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I could be up here at 4, right? But I'm talking about the things that are more than 5 units away. So it could be 4 is more than, well, it could be a little past 4. It could be 5, it could be 6, it could be 7. Those are all more than 5 steps away from -1. If I go the other direction, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'm going to be more than 5 units away from -1 if I'm a little bit past -6 or down this way. All these are more than that distance away. So the phrase here is find the values that are more than or greater than 5 units away from -1. So thinking about that in English is going to help us understand what happens when we do the algebra for it. So we know that I can split this algebraically again. I can say that x plus 1 is greater than the positive case 5, or x plus 1, and then I can have it be more than the negative distance, or -5. But remember that inequality signs do something weird in the negative case. When we take the negative, or when we multiply inequality by a negative, we flip that sign over. So for the negative case, that sign is going to flip sideways. So that means that we're going to have the quantity x plus 1 is greater than 5, or x plus 1 is less than -5. Let's solve both of those. So x is greater than 4, or x is less than -6. So here, open circles on the 4 and -6 greater than 4 and less than negative 6. Okay? We have an or statement for those. The way that I like to remember that is more is or. For this last one, we've got the absolute value of x minus 4 is less than 3, meaning that the distance away from 4 on this number line, 4 being our center, is less than 3 steps away. 1, 2, 3 up. But it's less than, it's not as far as that, or less than 3 units down. So this instance is going to be a connected number line, or a line segment, and it's going to be an and statement, right? This looks like an and statement. And again, I'm going to solve it the same way. I'm going to split it into two cases. X minus 4 is less than 3, and x minus 4, I'm going to flip the sign for the negative case. So x minus 4 is greater than negative 3. And I'm going to solve both of those. So x is less than 7 and x is greater than 1. So in other words, at 1, we're coming greater than 1 and less than 7. Okay? So this is how we're going to connect the idea of absolute value equations and inequalities with those compound equations and inequalities that we looked at recently. I hope this helps. Please come ask me questions if you have them. Thank you so much.